Now, in one section that's in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus explains how we should respond. We'll come to that later on, but let's just say Matthew chapter 5 and verse 44, it says, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. We're called to love our enemies, bless those who curse us, do good to those who hate us, pray for those who persecute us. This sounds impossible, but the whole of the sermon's impossible. But remember, we're not in the world. Or rather, we're not worldly anymore. And we can drive the world out of us. And the Holy Spirit can give you the grace and power to bless those who persecute you. There are so many stories in church history, even in our own denomination, the Eden denomination, 25 years ago. Even a member from Kensington Temple was martyred. Somebody who was in KT was martyred out in what was called Rhodesia, current Zimbabwe. And that lady, together with the other people who were hacked to death with machetes in a cricket field, having been raped and abused, as they were being hacked to death, they prayed for those who were killing them and said, forgive them, Jesus. Forgive them, Jesus. And the leader of that terrorist gang was so haunted by these words that finally he accepted Christ and was trained to become a pastor. And now, as I understand it, is serving in the Christian ministry. Jesus prayed for his persecutors on the cross, forgive them. And the Father did when they repented on the day of Pentecost and when the revival came to Jerusalem. And we also read of Stephen. Stephen said, lay not this sin to their charge when he was being stoned. And one man watching and listening was deeply affected. His name was Saul of Tarsus. And he later became known as Paul the Apostle because God touched him. You do not know the power of God you release when you pray for those who persecute you, and you love them, and you forgive them, and you bless them.